Hey! Couché.
Merci. Papache.
I'm a king of rock. There is none higher. Sucker MC should call me sire. To run my kingdom, you must see fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Like a dog without a bone and actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
What a fucking intro.
Right? That's nice.
I can't believe it. Oh my God. Yeah, Troy. I got a little sense of humor.
The dog attack intro.
Once again, thank you people for joining in today. I have the pleasure of having the guru of marketing, Troy Rawlings, not the Rawlings family that makes the baseballs, but Troy Rawlings, and my guest co-host, Mark Tomato from Nemesis Kennel. So let's give it up. There you go. All right. So we got a few people showing up live now. They're watching us, and people always put your comments and questions in while we doing this podcast. Today is supposed to be educational, but also informative. I was talking to the guys before we started. I said we have to start doing things that's outside the box, but it constructs the box. It builds the box. One of my downfall and a lot of other breeders' downfall is marketing. Now, we all have a thing that we're known for, whether it's working lines, whether it's the dogs that have prey drive, whether it's nice show looking line dogs, etc. So those are going to be our mantra. Those are going to be our MO. But at the same time, how do we let people know who we are? How do we get it out there? How do we not be a one-trick pony? I would say one trick. What did I say, Mark?
One prick.
One prick pony.
Which I thought most ponies were.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And we have to be able to pivot people because Instagram has no sympathy. They'll cut your ass off even if you smile too hard. Facebook, you can at least be able to chat with somebody if you are doing business with them. Mm-hmm. And the other channels, the other platforms seems to be a little bit more lenient, but we need to be able to pivot and be able to market on any platform, even if it's our own website. And I've had a website for 15 years. As a matter of fact, Miles Myers is reformatting my website that I've had for 15 years because I had to remember who did I buy the domain from. It was GoDaddy. So I just gave that to him today. He's about 90% done with the website. But anyway, I get a lot of inquiries for stud service off the website when they email me. I get it like 2 or 3 every 2 days. And this is which is a lot. You know, some are looky-loos and some are serious, but some have panned out. So this episode here is to figure out how do we pivot and how do we market, how we stay relevant with all the different platforms popping like TikTok, etc. So without further ado, I want Mark to introduce himself, and then we're gonna put it to Troy because we got some questions, and some of our listeners have questions too. Well, we're going to get all this free information from you. It's all about free. University of YouTube, free. Here we go. So go ahead, Mark.
Well, yeah, this is Mark Tomato from Nemesis Kennels, as you know. thank you, Gerald, for having us on and talking about some marketing and branding. Things that we may not know because, back in the day, I think we're in the age in the 50s. And, what I used to know as traditional marketing was more like commercial radio, newspaper ads, things like that. Right. But now we're more into the digital age and now it's more digital marketing. So again, us that don't know too much about computers and things like that and how to get to the place where we need to get to. I think Troy has a lot of good information for us. So go right ahead, Troy.
So Troy, pop us off with some of the things that you see with some of the clients you have. What is their number one and number two failures and the reason why they fail at marketing, and how do you resolve those issues for them?
All right. What's going on, everybody? Troy Rawlings here. Can you guys hear me well? You good? I keep asking Gerald that for a reason. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Hey, we actually talked about something earlier, Gerald, something you said earlier that was key. The one thing that most people run into that causes the most issue is consistency. When you start something, the fear of, is it working? Because with this new age of marketing that we've been in for the past 10 years, 15, 20 years, the hard part is to know whether or not it's hitting. Before, when I started, at least my marketing promotion company in 1998, I remember going to networking events. If I had 200 business cards and it was 200 people and I took theirs, I put them in the database, my email blast in 98 was 100% open ratio. Now, for some of you that don't understand the power of that, just imagine if you have 5,000 emails or all your Facebook friends looked at your messages, or Facebook and Instagram didn't monetize your friends so that you can't get to everyone, if you could actually get to everyone. So the email blast initially started that. But then marketing companies came along and said, hey, I got 20,000 people in the email list and some government list. Well, you have spam, you have filters. Then your numbers start going around. Then it was about 30% open ratio, but you got 20,000. So one of the things that makes it so hard for people who are doing social media to quantify if it's working, because we don't tangibly see and hear from everybody. Like you said, you can get 2 to 3 people every 2 days. That's freaking, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
That's fucking phenomenal. So because like you said, if you get 3 people a week, 12 people a month, and 2 of those turn into business, that's good. But the basic are elementary. Marketing is anything you do to teach people about your business. That's elementary marketing 101. So when you think about because some people like marketing, promotion, branding. Promotion is putting something out there to get a response. It's like call to action. It's like, I have this event coming up. I have this thing I'm promoting. I'm gonna put it out. But marketing is one of the great things that Gerald does with European Dolby. It's putting stuff out there, information. You see people like Gerald, you see people like Gary V do it a lot. And you're like, man, they get a lot of free information. They're giving you information about their business. And most of you haven't told people or have a problem telling people about what your actual business is. If you're cooking, some of my clients who are cooking, they're like, oh yeah, we're out somewhere. And I'm like, hey, why don't you give them a business card, tell them what you do? Or I'll introduce the person according to what they do. So men a lot of times, and this is a generalization, but men tend to ask each other, what do you do? Because our names used to be Smith. Well, Smith was a blacksmith. Our names used to be associated with what you do, even tribal. Oh, that's John the Killer. What do you do?
I kill.
Kills animals. Oh, he's a farmer. He's like, oh. So is your name associated with what you do? And are you stressing it heavily in that area? Are you really teaching people about what you do? And then it gets to the, if you go through the 4 product, price, place, promotion, those basic things that we learn about it. But that goes more, and that's something that I talk to my clients about and strategically do. But it has a lot to do with what they're passionate about. When I met one of the catering companies I work with, shout out to Tasty Dubs, And him and his wife were so passionate talking about this gumbo she made. I started working with them before I ever taste their food. Gerald, he calls what he does a hobby. But you can tell that he's always just a hobby. I was like, dude, I come to your house, the guy's walking around with the light and he's in the garage throwing 100 note cards on the National.
Live it,
Yeah.
breathe it.
Guitar.
Live it,
You know what
breathe
I'm
it.
saying? It's
Yeah.
not what's funny about hobby versus passion, the word passion means to suffer. If you can't go without thinking about this and doing this thing, then express that, but be able to define what you're doing.
That's it sounds simplistic, but I think the key factors for me is consistency. So I was talking to my wife today while she was headed to the city club for another meeting. But every 3 days I ask her the same question. And I know the answer. Usually people, let me let you guys know this. Usually when I ask you guys questions, I already know the answer. And so I asked her, I said, how's your TikTok going? Mark, you know that, listen, you know I know the answer. And she said, it's going. So it's like, that means nothing. Because remember, she started out with this thing called 5-minute financial Fridays, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It started out really good, but it's been a few Fridays now. And I really think that
Throwing stuff is
I'm gonna throw her out there because it's like I provide we provide each other all the tools necessary to be successful. The things we need in life we can afford. Now the things we want are endless, right? I want a boat. I want to get a vacation home in Hawaii, facing the beach. I can't get that shit. I can't afford it, right? But the things we need, like shelter, food.
Wait, did
water,
you say facing the beach?
facing the beach, on the beach? I don't want to be inland.
You don't want to look at the water?
On the beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, he got a house on the water looking at the beach.
That's
powerful.
Yeah, that's what Barack will say that is that's bullshit. But yeah.
That's what Barack says. That's a Barack quote. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. But I asked these questions with her, and I know I'm pissing her off. But she, she's an actress too, so she wants everything scripted. I said, you know what? You shouldn't script everything. People like more authenticity than something that's been reversed,
right?
Over and over, older. Doug said waterfront property. Yeah, that is a dream because we're not going to be going there every month. So that shit it's going to get filled up with Airbnb all day long. And I think with Stephanie and with a lot of people, man, they hit this proverbial brick wall where they can't stay consistent because something else is occupying them. And I go back to this where when I did my bodybuilding stuff, I think the last show I did was April of last year. Mark, you've been to one of the shows. And in order for me to make it to that point, I had to be consistent on my daily routine. I had to eat the same shit every day. I had to do the workout twice every day. I had to drink almost 2 gallons of water every day. I had to go to the gym when I didn't feel like it every day. Discipline is doing stuff when nobody's watching. Okay, right. So Stephanie has to learn, like all the rest of us. Stephanie middle initial, I told her your middle initial should be the letter P, and it ain't P-U-S. It ain't that. Her middle initial should stand for procrastinator, because what did Mike Tyson said? He said, "Do the things." It said, "Discipline is doing the things you hate to do, but doing it like you love it." So even if it is 5-minute financial Fridays, do the shit on Thursday. Do it on Wednesday. Do it while you're at the gym on the treadmill. Do it while you sitting back playing with the cats. Do it, but be consistent, because that is what's hard to find with people who are trying to be visual. Because most of the people who are following us, who are friends on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, have never met us in person.
Right.
But they know that when it comes to being informed about Dobermans or being real, they know that they can count on me on that one. I don't think too many cats are as busy as I am, with 15 tenants. I'm an employer, I'm an employee, 4 dogs, 2 cats, 1 wife, 3 girlfriends. I'm just joking
A
about that.
partridge in a pear tree.
Right, right. And I'm traveling every week out of state. And I was prepping for a show.
Yeah.
Half of the people in the world are not doing all of that. They don't, because most of that shit's volunteer.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is consistency is what's really gonna be the deciding factor from somebody being successful and somebody not being successful. And what I want to learn is, I want to learn stuff like how do you tweak the algorithms? What's the right time to post any reel or any picture on any social platform or your website where you get the most views? But the thing is, people have to learn how to write too, man. A lot of people, man, can't put 2 sentences together. They got run-on sentences, conjunction words after conjunction word. And when I was a cop, a lot of us couldn't write worth of shit, man. And I was one of those guys that was this is when they just started giving us laptops. That's how long ago, right? I was putting everything in uppercase. One of the
Stop
female
yelling.
officers, yeah, stop yelling. I was like, I'm not yelling.
Typing in
Yeah.
uppercase at that.
Yeah, all that,
She was
right?
like, why are you yelling at us? It was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, so it's we brought you on because we got to be able to connect the dots because marketing is marketing, whether you're marketing cars, a dealership, dogs, physical therapy, masseuse. Marketing is marketing, and we have to figure out that empty keyhole, how to make it work. So to me, I think, and I'll let Mark answer that question. What do you think marketing consists of? Because I already said consistency.
Yeah, with my experience, Gerald, back in the day when I was posting every day, as I'd post like 3, 4, or 5 times a day of our dogs. And you started telling me, man, you need to start showing your face. You need to start showing the image behind your dogs, because then you're going to be more personable, right? Excuse me. So, like everyone, it's very hard to get behind a camera and start talking. And but what I learned was, the more you do it, the more you get comfortable. So I started doing more, face on face, kind of posting and things like that. But my way of marketing was, as Gerald, I got a van and I branded it and I wrapped it. So we get a lot of hits based on that. Just traffic going down the freeway off the 15, the 10, from LA to Orange County. We always get hit. So I believe that that helps us a lot with promoting our brand and the marketing of our brand. But going back to, like you said, consistency. I'm consistent than a motherfucker, man. I'm posting every day stories and that. But like I said, going back, it's about the content.
Yeah.
It's about the presentation. I do post a lot. I do get some hits, but can I do better? I think I can, because I need to take the time to make sure I'm putting a good presentation, a good representation, based on our brand, and that goes into a lot of marketing. So with that said, I'll move it on to Troy so he can give us, some insight on that.
Yeah, cause we gotta help these people out here, man. I want everybody. Let the truth be told, Mark, and Troy knows this too. I want everybody to be successful.
Yes, sir.
It's enough for everybody to eat out there, man.
That's true.
Hey, we can all come up together, man.
Yeah, we gotta be a crab in the barrel. Shit,
That's
man.
right.
That's right. And the
Go ahead.
biggest thing when you realize that there's more than enough for everyone, and then you shrink that into, I can still target my people. And don't be scared to take the time to find out who your tribe is, who your people is. Big thing to do in marketing is a call to action. You know, Gerald, once his numbers got to a certain level, he can be informative. A lot of this stuff is informative. But once you you may have to ask a question. Hey, are you looking? And every now and then he does an ad, like the puppy's on his joint right now. Are you looking for a puppy? So when I posted up, I instantly said, are you looking for a puppy? I didn't even say what kind of puppy. I just said, are you looking for a puppy? It's your job. Oh, we're looking for a dog. And you go, oh, that's going to be big. Oh, what should I do? And now you're looking for information to see, oh man, it's a cute puppy, but do I have enough room for it? And it puts you into the flow of stuff. Algorithm also works, like the guy Doug was saying, stuff like that. Algorithm also works by conversation in the social media. So when you do a call to action on any of your social media, some of you may be, well, I love Facebook. Well, the thing about Facebook is sticky. Facebook is family and friends. Instagram is your magazine. Instagram is your ad space. That's why Facebook bought Instagram, for short run ad space. Short, concise, 15-second, 30-second. You can put longer stuff on there, but people are doing this. You're not doing this as much on Facebook. They've tried to create some of it, but when you go into Facebook, you're taking a little bit more time to read people's comments, stuff like that. LinkedIn is mostly business stuff. LinkedIn is a place that helps you tell people about your business first and what you do first. Instagram is where you can do a tutorial on Instagram, just spending 3 minutes going up and seeing what people are doing to advertise, and then say, what can I take from that? Take notes on stuff that makes you laugh. You know, if I'm dealing with people that deal with food, or like you guys are dealing with dogs and pets. So like Gerald says sometimes, are you looking for a pet, a chum, or are you looking for a protector, a working dog? Are you looking for a dog that's going to defend you and do these things? That's what I specialize in. And then when he went deeper into the fact of, okay, he was like, oh, he's a breeder. He's like, he does a stud service. Oh, so he brings his dog. He doesn't take his dog. He does insemination. So he's like, wait, how does he get the sperm from the dog? I didn't ask that. But but for people that are more humane, they're like, oh, but it's humane just to let them mate. It's a process to let them mate. You got to take the dogs there. You got to travel. But if you're shipping in a nice container, the medical guys come up and they go into the lab and they take care of it, you know. Also, you can get a lot more done like that. I didn't even think about that until I saw it. But that knowledge all of a sudden gives me something that I can tell somebody that wants a puppy. You may be doing, some ladies on here watching that sells cupcakes. What separates you from everybody else? There are a lot of dog breeders on IG, but you don't see a lot of people just doing training and showing you what a working dog does. But what's your call to action? Are you hungry? Do you like, what's your favorite cupcake? Vanilla, strawberry, or whatever? Okay, what kind of dogs do you like? When you do that, you start getting comments more. Then your algorithm goes up. And it's, Gerald mentioned a good thing when he was talking about Steph and, you know, a lot of women, different people, they say, hey, I'm gonna make it on this day. I gotta get my hair cut. I get my hair done. Gary Vee says something. He says, document, don't create. Document means just turn on the phone and start. And sometimes the best thing to do is go live. Go live when you're making your specialty dog food. Go live. They don't got to see all the ingredients. Just show them staring. Okay, y'all hear that whip sound? The dogs love the whip sound. Look how they running up. Look at they bite me on my leg now. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm feeding them. And I'm putting a raw egg in here, and then I'm gonna drink a raw egg. Go live. People like live. I tell people, especially women, men, I said, regular posts get a certain amount of views. Videos get higher views. The highest views are live when you're talking directly to people. That's the highest viewed content anywhere. So don't be scared to do a call to action. Don't be scared to use your hashtags. You can use up to 30 hashtags on Instagram. There's limitless hashtags on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Oh, they counting now, huh?
No,
they counting now, huh?
Yeah. They're doing the counting. But YouTube, and Gerald said something key. Remember, folks, if you don't own it, it can end at any time. YouTube has been the most consistent with not shutting anything down. I have stuff on YouTube from 16 years ago that's still getting, every now and then I'll get a ping. And I haven't taken the time to monetize what's what yet. That's what Gerald is helping me learn some of those things and be teachable. I've been doing certain things, but certain things have changed. But we hit it on the nose: consistency, talking about what you do and being honest about what you do. And then also you have to develop as people tell you what they want. Well, I see you do this, but how do I get my dog? Gerald had his dog shiny. Somebody asked him, how you get your dogs? Why your dogs always look so shiny? And then they got upset. And then I don't know if the olive oil sheen company hit him up and paid him off, but he did something. They're like, you telling me I can put this olive oil sheen on my dogs? And then we got aerosol people probably losing their mind and stuff like. But guess what? It drummed up conversation. It's probably one of the most viewed videos he's had.
Yeah,
about oil sheen.
Yeah, Mark, it was bananas, man.
I know, dude.
I was like, and you know, I'm the old Gerald was super confrontational. Like, you got a beef with me, we're gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna sleep this shit off. So DeAndre, that hosts this thing called Jazzism, he said, hey man, hey, I've been watching your stuff on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I want to say, hey, don't respond to the hate. And I'm like, man, it's fucking hard, because I know they're trying to be, one, trying to be seen and heard, and two, they want to hate and cause ruckus. And I'm just a motherfucker to give it to them.
But you know,
what
what?
I'm saying?
That's why the people who tune in here. It's the thing that made Howard Stern. Yeah, he's a lot more. Howard Stern's always been a phenomenal jock. You know, just amazing. He knows the stuff. He interviews great. But he was the shock jock at one point in time. Everybody else kind of tried to follow suit. But now, I mean, after getting a $500 million contract, he just kind of, what else do you have to prove? You know, you've made over $1 billion doing what you do.
Hey, Gerald, I think you have the same account as us. So you have up 10 people up on this thing. So as people go in, you can chime them right in, man. We can talk all kinds.
I know. And the
crazy, we love it. And we like
love it. I love the one where the one that I think I shut. Listen, Troy, this is the one I shut down big time. I shut these motherfuckers down when they were telling me, "Oh man, it's docking, cropping the ears and docking the tails it's so cruel. It's inhumane. How could you? You will go to hell twice."
And you said, what about circumcision? You said something about circumcision.
Yeah, I was like, well, you know, here's the deal. Did your mama give you a pain meds when you got your dick chopped off and got circumcised? Did you ask her, was it okay, or did she get permission? I mean, let's play with this. Let's pull it out. Let's see how big it is.
I'm sorry. I got a horrible sense of humor. I'm a comedian. I deal with sex, love, relationships, all kinds of shit. So when I saw that, I was cracking up because I knew someone was like, "It's not the same. I wouldn't cut my dog's dick. What is he talking about?" You know, it's like
it was bananas. And then, you know, when I said about I said, you know what? They said it's inhumane to cut ears, and the dogs has anesthesia and they get pain meds after that, right? But when the babies are getting circumcised, we don't get pain meds. We get a bandage. And I don't even remember getting it done. And from that point on,
don't. And most puppies don't, you know,
No, no. And what the crazy part about it.
And do you say the same thing about them getting spayed or neutered?
Exactly.
And that's more risky.
Yeah, that's
more private.
Listen, literally and figuratively. And that's that gigabyte gangster, plain yogurt eating motherfuckers that want to like be relevant, man. And it's like, wait a minute, we didn't make these things. Like, case in point, the Jewish people don't get circumcised. That's a religious choice. They don't get embalmed when they pass away. That's why they get buried in about 2 days, 2-3 days. And even in Africa, grown boys are turning into men. In certain tribes, they get them circumcised at 12, 13, 14 years of age without anesthesia. Yeah, they're still living in the primitive life back there, and women get circumcised.
Yeah,
None of this shit is done while they're
lips
babies.
cut off, and yeah.
So, let's play with this, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people who want to market better, they get hesitant because of the
You're
vitriol.
fearful because of, but you got to realize, folks, that's where it plays. It's certain plays when you hear, there's no such thing as bad press. Yeah, there's bad press, but we have a former president that if you want to take note on marketing 101, look at Donald Trump. If you want to know about marketing 101, he's been doing it since before he was president. He's been very adamant that whatever I do is the greatest thing ever. And, I do what I do and I'm the best at it. I'm the best at what I do. I think they said I was the best. I'm number one. You cannot tell him that what he does isn't the greatest thing ever. So, and his marketability got him the presidency. So think about that. His consistency staying in front of people, and he went from doing The Apprentice to all this stuff and all this scandal. He's learned how to flip. They trying to do everything but say the Teflon Don, but he has learned how to flip everything, and it's all marketing. Now, here's the other side of marketing. Once you start if you get to the point where you're getting 2 to 3 calls a week, where's the consistency in what you're providing? So a great piece of content you can start showing is what separates you and your product from everybody else. Nemesis Kennels and Gerald are 2 different entities. They collaborate, but they're 2 different entities doing 2 different things in the same space. And somebody said this. I think a guy told me, he was like, man, I felt crazy because I told him, I was like, yeah, it was this joke I was doing. And one of my comedy mentors I saw back in Baltimore, he was doing, I was like, man, I got to stop. I'll leave that one alone. And he said, you know what? Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, told me, he said, hey, man, because he said it was a joke he was doing. It was sounding like somebody else, so we're going to stop doing it. Tony Rock said, how many places serve hamburgers? He was like, what? He said, what does McDonald's serve? He's like, hamburgers. He said, what does Burger King serve? He's like, hamburgers. He's like, what does Wendy's serve? He's like, hamburgers. I get what you're saying. He says, okay, in and out. But everything, it's different. What are you doing that separates you from everybody else? Your business. If you're selling hamburgers, but what makes you, I got a hamburger shop, you should come by. Or is it like anybody? Our hamburgers are totally different. What do you do? We fry them and then we broil them. It's like, I don't understand what you're saying. I got to come by and see this. That's crazy. You're double cooking. We got double cooked hamburgers. He was like, what? But it's, whatever it is that you're doing to separate you, shine in that. I hate to keep saying Donald Trump in that, but Donald Trump it. It's going to be the greatest thing ever.
The greatest. I think I did it the best.
I did it the best
100%.
I think they said I was what the people said I was the.
What you gonna say, Mark?
Who was this guy next to him? He always talks. You heard? I think you can put bleach in the vein, baby. And keep the black jobs. Right. They're taking your black jobs. I think they're called black jobs. Those are the jobs we don't do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what you're saying is, Troy, is like everyone has their own little niche, right? And you have to play on that niche, right?
Yes. Everyone has a niche. Find your niche. Once you find your thing that you do different, and it could be the thing that people rag on you about. If you're an asshole and people always call you asshole and you don't think you're an asshole, dive into it.
Yeah.
I own it.
You're an asshole. You're abrupt. You're just that another. Because most of the people I know who have a bravado of being an asshole, i.e. Gerald, are some of the most direct, helpful people. When you're trying to man up and get to the next level, you don't want passive people around you.
No.
So if
I've
you're
noticed
trying to do something with your business, you don't want people that's going to bullshit you.
That's right.
I notice, and I don't read as much as I should, because my twin brother always said reading is powerful. He reads a lot of books, at least a book or 2 a month. Yeah. And he said that all successful people that you hear about on TV and you read about are really fucking assholes in real life, because they have toughened up so much where they can't help people all the time on how to improve them as a person. So you get, it's almost like when people started seeing the physical difference I was making, and I would get excited about, this is how I did it. This is how you can do it. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I spend like an hour on the phone while my girl is in the room waiting for me. And because I'm passionate. Listen, I'm one of them ones that if I make $1 million, I'll tell you how I made it, and I'll tell you the steps. I'm not gonna put it with a broad brush. I'm not gonna, give you bits and pieces and let you put it together. I'm gonna show you how I did it. It may not work for you, but you're gonna learn something from me. And so for me, it's like when I was talking to them about the fitness thing, and they said, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to compete. I want to compete. I want to get in better shape. I want to see an 8-pack versus a 6-pack and all this and that pack, and without drinking a 6-pack or a 12-pack. And I was like, this is what you got to do. I said, first, you got to stop drinking that. In the South, we call it skull. You got to stop drinking that liquor.
That liquor.
Yeah. And I could do it. There's willpower. I could do it. And they do it for a week. They're doing good. That's 8th day roll around. Man, my cousin's brother, sister, niece, nephew, friend had a birthday party. Fuck that birthday party. Eat some grilled chicken, motherfucker. Right? I'm like, I'm going to blow my diet on a bigger dream because I want to be social eating. And I realized, like, you know what? I can't, my patience is real thin with people now, more than ever. I mean, Troy, I'll wake up with a fucking agenda.
He'll call me to see if I'm up.
Yeah, I call you just to see if you're up.
I'm like, yes, I told you I get up about 6 or 5. I'm
I believe in it, man.
Yeah, I'm up.
Let me tell you the method behind it. Most of my Latino friends, friends of Hispanic culture, their mothers and fathers got up real early to make sure everything was tight at the house. The mama would get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. The dad is already up in the head all day long. And even after the kids are grown out the house, they still get up early.
Yeah.
Why are you under 50?
Work ethic.
Yes. Why are you still under 50 getting the fuck up at 9 o'clock in the morning? It's already 12 o'clock in New York, man. You just wasted 3 hours.
Half the day. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the problem is, and you guys are successful in your own lanes. The problem is that by default, I expect people to be like me, to have the same work ethic, to have the same motivation, and unfortunately, and I that's not the case. I'm an A-type guy, first of all. And I've been broke. I've been bankrupt. I've been foreclosed. And to bounce back at a bigger rate, I still have that fear of being broke. I still have that fear of being foreclosed, even though I know now that I know how to maneuver and pivot and make money to pay for the things I need in life, right? And so now I still, like Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, they asked him a question on 60 Minutes a few years ago. They interviewed him. They said, why are you still working so hard? He said, because I'm afraid of being broke. Now, Jerry Jones is worth billions, goddammit. And I think if you carry that mentality, you will see that it's infectious to other people. When I did that I go back to the fitness journey because there's more mindset than a physical aspect. People ask me like, how did you do it? I said, I stayed consistent, but I never preached to anybody online. I led by physical example. I showed people my progress. So this is what I do. I show people pictures of me with my shirt off. This is what I do. I never preached or put on my Instagram page, you should do this, this, and this, and this, and this in order to be like this, this. No, because not everybody want to be on stage for 30 seconds. Not everybody want to prep for over a year just to be on stage for 50 seconds. Because that's about how long your ass is up there. So, but at the same time, you lead, people are watching us, man, whether you know it or not.
That's right.
And we have to lead by example because when I get out of this game, I'm only going to get out of this game when I'm dead. But when I get out of this game, I want people to know this motherfucker kept it real, the highs and lows, and he helped me.
Yep.
I remember, and I hate going on tangents, but it all comes full circle, like circle of life. So in '95, when I was living in the Bay Area, I went to Cal State Hayward for graduate school. I ain't finished graduate school. I was just there. I didn't know you had to make a B minimum. I
Oh.
thought it was just C's and shit. You know, it's a nah, bruh. You gotta make B's.
He's a no,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. But there was this one guy in my classroom because I had to take some prerequisites, right? Prerequisites. And he said, man, I'm a part of this fraternity. I've been a part of this fraternity for 30 years. He said, man, I became a Kappa because of you. I said, how so? He said, how you carried yourself. Dude, that was the best fucking compliment I had from any stranger, that you wanted to join something because I was exemplary of the fraternity, what a fraternity should be. Just the little things I was doing, he said, because of you. Dude, I remember that shit like it was yesterday. And now he's a Kappa. This is 30 years, almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man.
That's respect, man. That's respect.
Yeah, man. You know, and
that's
again,
the most powerful thing for, I think, a man.
Yeah. And again, it's, I couldn't stand getting up early, and now I love it. Yeah, Doug. I mean, I think, man, you get so much accomplished when you get up early in the morning. You got a whole day ahead of you. The only time you shouldn't get up early is when you're on vacation, man. Like real vacation. Like you out of the state vacation. You know, like Hawaii.
I don't think I'm going to sleep if I go on vacation.
Well, that's facts. But listen, Mark, me and you, we relish going out of state where we hear water because because guess what? We ain't hearing no dogs. We ain't got to clean up no dog shit. The cats ain't got to come out, and the cats ain't, man. The cats we got, man, they like hop on pop, man. Like, you know, motherfuckers jumping on you like it's time to eat. It's time to eat. I'm like, what? They motherfuckers act like dogs.
Because they're around them dogs.
Yeah, so no, I think, man, with marketing, it all comes full circle. Consistency is the key, but also what's more important too, being multifaceted with different platforms, even the ones that may cost a little money.
Right.
You know, you pay for what you get. You know, I got the StreamYard thing, and I can stream 6 platforms at once. And then they have another package, Mark, where you can stream six platforms for like an extra $100. And I'm like, I ain't got that many platforms to stream everything. But I think what we need to do when it comes to marketing, and correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, is that we have to do the things that we don't want to do, but we have to do it to keep not only the views, but keep people drawn in. You know, we are living in a time now where we have ADD is real, especially at me. Like if I'm watching Netflix, if the shit is not cracking in the first 5 minutes, I go to the next one.
Right.
I go to the next one.
And one of the key things, G, is one of the key things, because somebody out there is like, oh man, that means I got to do. No. I say, do the thing that you're doing, but broadcast it. So you're doing certain things on a regular basis already with your business, be it dog, puppies, kennel, food, be it, there's a sister that has, I forgot the sister's name. She's about to get a shout out, but I think it's called Prada. Instead of Prada, it's Prada, like paw. And she does the fancy clothes. It's like
she on Instagram?
Yeah, I think it's called Prada something, or Prada, like paw.
Or Pada.
But it's PRAWDA, something like that. But she does like Dapper Dan did for the guys in hip hop. She does it for dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Great business. Her
Product Closet. Is it Product Closet?
I think so. Is it a dog wear?
Yeah.
I met her. I want to say I met her at one of the Blue events. Since we talking about DeAndre, one of the networking events. That's another key, folks. Networking events are key. But whatever you're doing for your dogs, for your cats, for your business, Go live doing it. Let people see the process and start getting in a habit of going. 2008, I had never been on Facebook really. I had it, but I didn't use it. When I moved to California, there were people like Royale Watkins, comedian and producer Royale Watkins, and Rodney, damn shame, Rodney Perry, my man Rodney Perry, and the late great David Arnold. And they were all doing vlogs, video blogs. But nobody was talking about sex, love, relationship, comedy stuff like I was. So I was like, I don't have to wait to get on TV. Facebook blogs are TV. And these guys were doing it kind of daily. And I was like, okay, so I'll have Motivational Monday. I'll have Taboo Tuesday. I'll have What the Fuck Wednesday. I have Thirst Quencher Thursday. And I'll have, so that pattern
Freaky Fridays
continued to flow. When I opened my radio station here, you know what I'm saying? So 5 days a week, I'm in front of people. But then it got so good to me, I started doing like Sounds of Sexy Saturdays, things you can do in public with your mate and not get locked up.
Slutty, how about Slutty Sundays?
And you can do Slutty Sundays. Oh God! So whatever it is, when I take my people through when I take my people through when you call me and I'm helping you with branding and marketing, that's the first thing I do. Let's signature some days, and I start you with 15 to 30 seconds. Because most people think they have to, like you say, they start creating. And if you get on, hey guys, what's going on? I'm about to work on these doggy cookies. I'm about to do these leashes. I just want to say, hey, and happy Monday. Cut. But you're talking to them, and that's going to get more views than your basic post that you're doing with a $5 off deal, where people are like, eh.
You know what I noticed? Who told me this? Oh, Miles. Dude, I gotten so much game from Miles, man. He said when you do a post, you want to do the green screen, right? And then you put your picture in the back of the background in the green screen, and then you do your talking, pointing at this and blah blah.
I believe that's called a duet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a duet, right.
Yeah, and it's more personal versus posting something. You're like, okay,
I'm gonna do one after this show because it's on my list.
I'm telling you, man. And it's worked. It's worked, and I put it like this. I always start to say like, would I give these people 15 seconds to watch their shit? Or do I just keep folding pictures? Because I don't give a shit about pictures a lot. I want to see something in motion. And when you see this and pointing and talking on this post, like there's one guy on there, he's always exposing bodybuilders who edit their photos to make their waist look smaller.
This was him yesterday.
Yeah, and he picks out the flaws. Like, okay, look at he said first of all, he said, welcome to the show. Because he posted up and he shows like, why is the lockers have a curve like this now, right behind the trainer? Why is the locker door curved?
It's not the same gym.
Yeah, he said, welcome. He said, welcome to the show. But you stand there and you listen to it for 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
He's drawing you
time
in.
of an average TV commercial. 30 seconds, people. The time of an average Toyota, McDonald's. 30 seconds is your average TV commercial. 60 seconds is your average radio commercial. It only takes 30 seconds to sell something.
See, Troy is the only one I know that's still driving a diesel car.
I wish.
Is that a diesel?
No, but shout out to DJ DB7 who just got rid of his diesel Passat. He loved that. He loved that car.
God damn. Killing me.
But it had a recall because it was a diesel.
But Gerald, also going back to what you're creating is I think now that you have those thumbnails, because I believe the thumbnails too attract. When they're just stagnant. Your new thumbnails that you are having on your site is forthcoming. Like it's like, hey, I want to see that. What does he have to talk about today? So it pops. Yeah, like you said, Troy.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah,
good.
Pop.
Well, guys, these things are supposed to be short, sweet, and to the point, right? I mean, they're supposed to be. So I like to say, let me see if we got any comments here first. 30 seconds. That's right, Doug. 30 seconds. They get 30 seconds for me to watch their shit because I got about 30 other people to look at. You know. But I want to say, guys, I appreciate you guys chiming in. I appreciate Mark being a guest host with me. I can't do this by myself. I'm boring. And I appreciate Troy being a part of this and talking about the aspects of marketing. And Troy did a story on me in this magazine called Sheen, and it was a 2-page article. So I appreciate that thing. And guys, please click and follow and subscribe and we accept all donations. We'll go to a nonprofit charity. It's called the Gerald Antoine Charity. Just kidding. And we're gonna grab some food one day by Tasty W's, the catering company. Tasty W's.
They make it happen. Well, you get all your protein, and you gotta just have your protein that day.
Yes. So again, guys, I appreciate you guys coming to the show. We got to do this again, because I want to be able to, like I said, I want to be able to give people the tools to be successful. Because it's not all about just popping up pictures on dogs. Everybody doing that. It's what you're doing. So to say that, I appreciate you guys showing up. Until next time, right?
Well, thanks, Gerald. Thanks, Troy.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
All right.